Okay, everyone, today we're going to continue with our lesson, Chapter 1.6, Part 2, Solving Proportional Relationships. What we're going to do is we're going to write and solve proportions, and we're also going to use unit rates, remember those, to write equations. So let's look at our first example. It says, after 2 hours, the air temperature has risen 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Write and solve a proportion to find the amount of time, that's the thing we have to find, the amount of time it will take us at this rate for the temperature to rise an additional 13 degrees Fahrenheit. Well, the first thing that we have to do is we have to write a proportion. So we're going to let T equal the time in hours. Okay, so we know that we have our temperature and we have our time. So let's look at that first. It says 7 degrees in 2 hours. So we've got 7 degrees in 2 hours. We have to write that proportion. We know that we've got 13 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's going to go on the top because it goes along with temperature. And the thing that we don't know is the time. So the next step is to use our cross products. So we have 7 times T is equal to 13 times 2. So this becomes 7T is equal to 26. So now we have to get rid of that 7, so we divide by 7, we get T left over here, and if I use my calculator, I come up with 3.7142857. Well, that's a lot. So I'm just going to round that to 3.7. Now we're not finished yet because we have to answer the question. So the final answer is that it will take about, because we rounded, 3.7 hours for the temperature to rise an additional 13 degrees. And there you have it. Let's look at another example. So it says, and this one's a little tricky, if the ratio of type O to non-type O donors at a blood drive was 37 to 43, how many donors would be type O out of 300 donors? Well, if you look here, this is a different way of writing a ratio. All it means is this, 37 to 43. So let's look at this. This is a little tricky. First, we know that we have type O donors. Okay, and then we need to find our total donors. Well, we know that we have 37 type O donors, and we know that we have 43 non-type O donors, but we have to combine the 37 plus the 43 because that'll give us our total. So we actually have 37 over 80, okay? That's our type O to total. Over here, I combined the type O and the non-type O to get the 80. So now we have to write a proportion. We're going to let T is going to be equal to the number of type O donors. All right, so let's write that proportion. So we have O to total. So we know that's 37 to 80. The thing that we don't know is type O, so we're going to put the variable there, and we know that we have 300 total. So now we do our cross products. We do 37 times 300 is equal to 80 times T. So that becomes 11,100 is equal to 80T. We're going to divide by 80, and we get 138.75 is equal to T. Well, here's the thing. You can't have 138.75 people, so our final answer would be there would be about, we're going to round that up, 139 type O donors. Okay? Well, now we're going to look at an example where we find the unit rate first. Okay, so let's look at example 3. It says Olivia bought 6 containers of yogurt for $7.68. Write an equation relating the cost C to the number of yogurts Y. How much would Olivia pay for 10 yogurts at the same rate? Well, the first thing we have to do is find the unit rate. Remember how we did that? All we have to do is take the cost, C, over the containers Y of yogurt. So if we take 768 and we divide by 6 containers, I'm going to divide by 6, we get $1.28 for 1 container of yogurt. So now the next thing that we have to do is we have to write an equation. Well, we know that the cost is $1.28 times the number of yogurt. I'm going to abbreviate. All right, so let's write an equation. C is equal to 1.28 times, over here, 10. So the cost is equal to, and if I use my calculator, I'm going to get $80. So we can say the cost of 10 yogurts is $12.80. Let's look at the last example. It says JC bought 8 gallons of gas for $31.12. Write an equation relating the cost C to the number of gallons of gas. How much would JC pay for 11 gallons at the same rate? Well, again, the first thing that we have to do is find the unit rate. So we're going to do cost C to gallons. Okay, we know that the cost is $31.12, and the number of gallons is 8. To find that unit rate, we divide by 8, and 31.12 divided by 8 is equal to $3.89. So now we know that the cost per gallon is $3.89. So we have to write that equation. So we're going to say the cost is equal to $3.89 times sign in there, you can't. So let's substitute. We know that we had 11 gallons here. So the cost is equal to $3.89